say challenge go get yours. I'm going to challenge you. Yeah, I want to punch your face and you big useless
I
bastard.
was the only man in this country held a triple category A whilst on remand.
You've got a tool, yeah, alright, cool, safe. You've got tools, I've got tools, what's my boot, yeah? So I've gone in the tool, took out some tools.
You know when you're around this stuff every day, even a gun, as extreme as it sounds, yeah, can become normal.
Yeah. What happens if the next time you go for it, you end up fucking in a puddle on the ground and it ain't even raining outside?
Right, guys, welcome to Paul Stansby podcast. As you know, I'm Paul Stansby. I'm the guy that does all the interviewing. Believe it. This is Jamie, the cameraman. You don't normally see him because he's very shy, aren't you, Jamie?
Yes, Paul.
So I got asked to do by a lot of the people on Instagram and that who's private message and people that have emailed the page and that saying we should do a recap of 2021 just because it's coming to the end of the year. I thought it was a pretty good idea to have Jamie on with us. I'm not quite sure if he's actually going to speak.
Yes.
To be honest, I think that's pretty much what we're going to get. So yeah, Jamie is never on. I quite like the idea of having him on some of the podcasts sometimes, but all you'll get is him just sitting there doing this. Awkward. And this is where I'll get, and I'll giggle from time to time. Now that is something that we always get. I have to be like, shh, Jamie, you're picking up on the mics because he's giggling on the back in the backgrounds behind the scenes.
Yeah, but if people are funny, you can't not laugh. That's the problem, isn't it?
This is true, but they're supposed to be picking up my sound and the person I'm podcasting sound, not you in the background farting and scratching.
I've never once farted, and that is the truth. Honestly,
but he does scratch. I told him to get to the clinic ASAP. Right, so we've got Avani today doing the shout out on the questions of what people have asked. So we don't know what they are, so you're getting the rawness of the messages. She's written all down and she's going to be hitting us with them. We got a cup of splosh. This is when you realise that you should have had Paul Stansby podcast cups, but we haven't. We got Next cups.
Yeah, rather nice, eh?
Right, are you ready, Avani? Yeah, it's good. Fire away.
How come?
By the way, she done a thumbs up. Like, are you ready? Like you guys are going to see. Are you ready? So I don't even know what to say about that. I'm like,
I don't think honestly, I don't think I'm usually that size, but I don't think whenever you've asked me a question, I've gone.
So if none of you guys saw her do that, she did this.
So,
hey, friend. Right, fire away.
How come you started podcasting?
That one is deep because, as a lot of you know, I speak about it a lot in all of my podcasts, and plus I've done bits and pieces myself. I started doing it to help raise awareness in the pain that was caused after devastation, i.e. my brother was murdered by knife crime, and I didn't really have people to talk to. I was quite alone, even though I have Jamie and that lot, but I was quite considered as a bit of a, like, I keep all my feelings to myself, I don't really talk. I later realised that 4 years into losing my brother, that keeping it locked up was only damaging me mentally. and it was causing more and more grief. Like, even when I speak about it now, I still feel like, you know, it's really tough, but I know I have to keep going because it's keeping his legacy alive. So what I've done is it was time to raise the awareness, because when it come down to it, we set up a charity, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Be Lucky Anti-Crime Foundation. It's a fully legal charity, and we do a lot within the community. If you guys want to know a lot more about that, just message or follow us on the pages and you'll see what we get up to with trying to prevent knife crime with younger kids. But when I lost my brother, before I lost my brother, I didn't think it was ever going to affect us. So I just bypassed the news, like it's never going to happen to us, blah, blah, blah. And then one day it did, and it literally tore my family to pieces. Not like where we all stopped talking, it just destroyed them. And there was one thing that kept coming apparent to me, and I spoke to you a few times about it. This was like, I didn't talk to you about my feelings, but I said to you, I'm fed up with all you see is like when someone has died, when they've been stabbed, you never ever like, or if a mother or a father is crying, like at the scene where they're laying the flowers, they'll capture that. Like it's okay to just publicise that and not the damage that's caused afterwards. So I decided it was time. It was a 4-year anniversary. My brother had died. It was around about the time when he was buried. Not buried, he was cremated. That I started to feel like I needed to do something, because I'd got to 4 years and I'd done everything I could, and there was nothing that I thought could keep the memory alive. So I decided to start blogging. And then from the blogging, I got such a mad response, didn't we?
Yeah, it was like that first video, the hits on that one were like absolutely insane. I just think it was crazy. That was because we didn't really know what we were doing. I mean, we don't really know what we're doing now, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
Avani, yeah. So like professionals.
But it was like, you've done your first one.
But the first video that I'd done, I literally turned around and said, I'm going to my van. So I went to my van, I put the phone on the steering wheel, and I just filmed it like as raw as I could. So you really captured the damage and the devastation.
I think that was the first
time.
The first time you'd done it as well was weird, because I tried to phone you and it was not going through. And I think I might have phoned Avani and just said, "Is he all right?" I think it was because because that was a lockdown, weren't it?
Yeah.
So it's through lockdown.
Tip, aeroplane mode if you don't want to speak to anyone.
Yeah. So tip.
Keep out to yourself.
It was a crazy one. I think it was really weird because you just went and sat in your van. And then we done it, and you just said to me, I want to put this together and I want to do a YouTube. What do you think? And I was like, yeah, go for it.
But that was the first time you'd heard any of my...
Yeah.
That was the first time. And this guy is with me like every day. Like every day. Even when we work together, we do podcasting together, we phone each other every day. And even on Sundays when we haven't got other stuff sorted, we always go out together. So we're literally together every day. And this was the first time you heard... my feelings based upon it, weren't it?
It was.
So the first video I done was just a recap of the whole incident, and then I went into more detail with all the other stuff. So I think there was like 6 videos, 5.
I think there's 8.
Oh, really?
I think there's 8, but I think it's part 1 and part 2 is the final 2.
Yeah, so it's step by step of how emotionally I had to deal with everything, and it's quite hard hitting. And it's really I haven't watched it back because I think it would break me. And
you never like listening to yourself, do you?
No, I never watch anything back. No.
I mean, you're there anyway. So
I'm fed up with all you lot telling me I sound like a droney bleep.
What?
So I thought I'd bleep it out. It saves you a job.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
What, can we swear on this one?
I don't know. Fucking, I'm not sure.
Fuck or bugger.
Right, here's with another one.
Who was the best?
Okay.
Who was the best guest you have on?
I still got the price on my cup. I've still got.
No, there's no price on it. I was just going to see how much they were because I quite liked them. I was going to buy them.
That's still got the price. How do you not wash these properly? How do you not pick that off? Oh my god! I'll just put it in the sink. It should come off. Go on, number 2.
Over time.
Yeah.
Who was the best guest you had on and why?
Oh,
I like everyone.
That's a cop out, but I agree.
I like everyone.
Do you know what it is? I don't think that you could sit there and say that you had a best guest, because honestly, we have built up some massive relationships with the people that
everyone's
we've done.
so different, though, isn't they?
Oh my God,
that's the thing. It's so everything's different from, because everyone's got their own story, so it's all different.
I often wonder, like, when these people that I'd podcasted that were like victims of crime and people that were criminals, I wonder sometimes that because I really, really love all the people that I've had on. I really have. And I wonder if they were in their hay and they were doing what they were doing, whether I'd have that same relationship with them. Because, like, the people that I've met, they've got one specific journey and message that, yes, they've been the baddest and the baddest, haven't they? Like, some of the things that, like, we ain't even captured on camera because they don't want to incriminate themselves on some of the things. And you just think to yourself, wow. And then the message is, like, don't do crime. It doesn't pay. Like, losing all them years, they wish they'd never ever done it. And that's the message. That's what we do.
That's the main thing. If you say, like, everyone's got a slightly different story, but at the end of it, it's like, don't do it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure with the podcast that we're doing, that all people that we podcast does have a clear message that it really doesn't pay. And, you know, it's real life, real people, real stories. And I'd have my next door neighbour on if they had something that would be hard hitting and it would help change the way that people are acting these days with, like, crime, and it would help them. I would podcast them. I'm not glorifying or headhunting or anything like A-list celebs of the criminal underworld to make this message be clear. I literally am podcasting everyone from your day-to-day person you walk past in the street to the people that are just was at the highest of their criminal undergrounds.
Yeah, I mean, it goes right all the way to the top. Everyone who has been serving prison sentences for years, and you sit there and they're going like, I've served 25 years, and you're like, holy shit, how did you manage?
Yeah, like, we done
25 years.
The one that shocked us the most was Noel Razor Smith, really, really well-known criminal underworld character. He done 31 years. He literally turned 61 on Christmas Eve. So he done 31 years. He's done half of his life in jail.
And you think it's like 31 years, it's like
iPhones come out.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
no, but I think
TVs.
Like 31 years of someone's life. I mean, I was like, I'm 21, so he's done 10 more years.
Yeah, I know, man, but you just cut me off from saying TVs come out.
Yeah, go for it.
No, because I now know, I don't know what I was going to say.
TVs.
Do you know TVs and it's got the extra bit on it?
What?
With the extra channels.
Freeview. Sky.
Yes. So you've got TVs with Freeview and that lot now.
And Virgin. We don't want to leave anyone out, obviously, because of advertising purposes, you know. So, yeah, Virgin TV.
Yeah.
Sky TV.
Looking for a sponsor. Right, what else?
Apple TV. Also, I've got a... you know when you go like this? I don't want to sound it. You know when you go like this? That'll pick it up.
Yeah.
You've got a mic on, remember?
Yeah, you got the mic on. So when you go, Apple TV, like, they're hearing you. So yeah, I've already said Apple TV.
Since we've been doing this, there's a story we've got to tell it. And now I'm live on camera. I'm kind of liking it, right? So we were in. I'll
go then, shall I? See you later.
You got a marker pen. We're going to take that out. We were in London doing the Victoria Derbyshire show, right?
Oh, yeah. Is it Derbyshire or is it Derbyshire?
I don't care.
Depends how posh you are.
But anyway, so we were sitting on here and we were going live on telly, and I was shitting my pants. I ain't gonna lie, I was shitting it.
It was BBC,
and,
right?
Yeah, it's BBC. Yeah, bit of a dump actually. But anyway, we sat there, and I was next to a man, and I ain't gonna mention his name because it's pretty rude. We're all being mic'd up, and yeah, I was next to this side, but it was this side. He's actually the side that you were.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, at the time, remember? Oh. So I'll do it in reverse.
Role play.
So we're saying he's this side of me. And he goes, and he started talking to me, and he was a knob. And he goes, Denny, and I was like this. And he's like, yeah. So I sort of had to try and sort of mug him off a bit. And I was like, he's a dickhead, that one.
And I went, you've got your mic on. They can hear. And it kind of went like that, really.
Yeah, that was the story. Just because it related back to Avani and
Yeah. So, thumbs up to Avani.
How do you feel about trolls on social media?
Do you know what it is? You're going to get trolls on social media. Do you know what? Most people that do say stuff are normally on blocked accounts and things like that. And do you know what it is? I don't really pay too much attention. You can kind of say what you want. I mean, think about it. I've had everything. You just think to yourself, if someone's already said it on the comments, why are you saying it again? Like,
thing is, if you follow every troll, you sit there all day.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I love like. Aaron Lambo from Wish. Heard that a million times. What else have we had? Oh, it looks like the kids have had the colouring crowns out. Yeah. Or
you're not going to get a job.
You're never going to get a job with tattoos on your face. I'm pretty sure you're watching my job. And on top of that, the tattoos kind of go with my job because I also have a tattoo shop and, you know, I go all over the world doing it. So, you know, I'm never going to get a job. Good one. Aaron Lambo from Wish. I'm good with that, you know.
Which is alright, actually.
And the fact that, you know, I speak to Aaron Lambo and he speaks to me, it's all good. So, yeah, not many people can say that.
And if we can get a sponsor from Wish, it'd be even better.
Yeah, sponsor from Wish.
But nah, trolls.
Yeah, trolls, and that just is what it is, man. You're going to get haters. You can't expect everyone to love you. And you've got to expect everyone to hate you. It's just the way it is. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no amount of trolling that's ever going to stop me from being able to get the message out there. And the message is clear. Crime doesn't pay. It doesn't matter how much you glorify it on social media or how much it makes you feel better. There's going to be a point in your life when you're either in a cell, you're going to be a ghost looking down over yourself when your mum and dad are crying their eyes out because they've lost you. Or you're just going to sit there one day and just be like, why the fuck have I wasted my life? And this is the truth. And I know this is the truth because, like we said in our last question, these people are doing 20, 30 years plus, yeah? And they're coming out wishing they never ever committed a crime in their life. So I know, and that's every single person. So I know for a fact that...
Well, they're not having a nice time, are they? Do you know what I mean? In prison, it's not nice.
No.
So,
No.
Not that I've been, but it's what I've heard.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grey tracksuits.
Yeah. I've got quite a few of them.
Mm.
Not the Majesty's ones.
Oh.
Just like Nike.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Another sponsor, just do it.
Yeah. That's why I brought that one out.
Yeah. We're not looking for sponsors.
Adidas.
Yeah, get at us.
Originals.
Get at us. Get at us. Go on, what's next?
You cover crime, mental health. Would you cover other things? If so, what?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what it was? We're quite organic when it comes to the podcasts and that. Like, we never really had all. The one thing that they've all got in common is the fact that, you know, we're trying to direct people to a greater life, you know, and with that, it's positive vibes, positive outcome. You know, the universe is good. If you treat the universe right, it will pay you back, you know. And that's been our clearest message that we've had in every single podcast that we've ever done. You know, so you got to remember, I was very, very negative at a large part of my life because I had not a great deal of good things going on. So the only thing that I could capture was the buzz I got from being bad. I'm not saying I was the baddest. I'm not saying I was, you know, the goodest, but is that a word, goodest?
No.
It is now TM'd. That's mine. So I wasn't saying that I was.
C in a circle.
C in a circle?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that one. Yeah, copyright.
Yeah.
We own the goodest.
The goodest. The goodest, the baddest, the ugliest.
No, them ones are real words.
Not the goodest.
No, it is now.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit, have I got to pay you money now because I said it live?
Yep.
How much?
A lot.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
Lend us some money.
So, yeah, well, I mean, where was we at?
Would we do somebody
Oh yeah, so
wasn't in that
so we
same
do
genre as what
we've
we're
done
doing, yeah.
crime, and then of course a lot of the crime that we started when we first started doing it, the victims and the criminals. When we first started doing it, we noticed that mental health had a large part to play in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
And one of the things that like all people struggle with is a bit of mental health. I think everyone struggles with that. So we started hard hitting the mental health side of things as well, which is really good because we started, of course, raising awareness that in that, especially men, like. You know, since coming out and speaking about, you know, the pain that I've been in, I've had a lot of messages saying, like, if someone like you could speak out, then that gives us confidence for others to speak out. So that was really good. But we're in talks now. We're talking to a guy. He is quite a hard guy, actually. He's a bit of a fighter, but you wouldn't believe it. He's a gay guy as well. And so we're going to be venturing out to all of that side of things.
I think if anyone's got a nice story and a good message to put out there, we haven't really got.
The world is ours.
Yeah, we don't really want to just sensitise it to everything else. We don't want to just keep to one genre. We want to spread our wings and do everything.
As long as the energy's good and we're putting out positive, then we'll do anything.
And like when you're sitting there listening, like the amount of male abuse that's happening, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the most shocking thing that I've actually listened to whilst they've been doing it, because like the abuse that's been put onto males,
and the fact that the men that's had the abuse has kept it quiet. Guys, you got to speak out. Do not be afraid. You're not alone. Trust me, because as soon as you start speaking out, you will set a light for everybody else. There is people that is waiting for someone to talk, just to gain that you know, that faith that it is okay to do it. So guys, speak more.
Who was your most inspiring guest and why?
Oh, most inspiring guest. Do you know what it is? There was some of the most comfortable ones that I'd come across had turned to the other side, and when I say that, they found religion. They were like really, it was different. I felt different when I was podcasting them because I felt like they'd found out who they were and what journey that they're on, didn't they? The one that we stumbled across whilst going to podcast somebody else was a young man called Stevie Lee. Now, Stevie Lee was just in the vicinity of the building when we was doing a podcast on Barry O'Shea, a guy that you can follow that podcast. He got shot in the stomach, and Stevie Lee was there, and he was just painting Barry's gym, and Barry was running behind a little bit, so I got talking to this Stevie Lee, and man, I just connected with that guy. Like, I connected with him because the stuff that he'd battled in his head was similar stuff to what I'd battled. So I was looking at Jamie when we were there, and I was like, and like giving him the look, and he was giving me the look back, and I was like, please tell me you bought more cards so we can do a podcast with this guy. And the whole time I was fully connecting, and how he was talking was how I once felt. So I knew that I had to help him express himself loud. And do you know what? It's really changed his life. And that was really rewarding to me.
Lovely guy as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely amazing. We stay in contact now. We still message and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I literally stay in contact with everybody on our podcast. They're amazing people. And I'm not just going to say thank you, see you later. I will carry on the help where it's needed.
Yeah. And Barry, Boss Fit Academy.
Yeah, Barry O'Shea, Boss
Yeah.
Fit Academy. Like, and check it out. He got shot in the stomach, man, and they told him he'd never walk again. Pretty crazy.
Both good podcasts.
Yeah.
Both interesting stories. Yeah.
Who was the rudest guest you had on and why?
None of them. I don't think any have been rude.
No, the rudest guest.
Everyone's fairly like normal.
It is, yeah, I don't think. Well, I mean, we definitely haven't had a rude guest.
No, I don't think I can think of anybody that's even ever been rude. Everyone's generally turned up on time, or in that time frame that we get.
Yeah.
Everyone's been pleasant enough. Not pleasant enough, but pleasant. You know, I haven't had any.
Yeah, now I'm sitting there trying to think, and I haven't got anyone. Like, all you guys that have been on my podcast show, thank you very much. You guys have all been absolutely amazing. I couldn't ask for better guests, like, truthfully.
Everyone. We've got on with everyone. You know, it's been good, really.
Yeah, it's been amazing. 8-star.
What is the most challenging part about being a YouTuber?
Driving.
Oh, the driving. It probably is the driving. Oh my God.
That's shit.
Joe, it is. I think it has to be the driving. It really, really does. I mean, like, if we've got to go somewhere, we're getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to be there for like 10, you know, like 9, 10 o'clock. So we turn around and say the podcast at 10 o'clock, or they say that they do the podcast at 10. We've got to get there an hour before, set up. It's just absolutely crazy, isn't it? So,
what's the longest one we've done? When we went to...
I think the longest one we've done was when we went to go and see...
Warrington, Manchester.
Oh, that was a long day, yeah.
That was a long day.
We went to Warrington to go and do Martin Murray. Oh, do you know what it is? Martin Murray as well. When you turn around and say the most things, Martin Murray was a good one. That's coming soon. Like, it is really coming soon. Yeah. But Martin Murray, what a guy. Yeah, I was just, what a guy, like, I can't even...
And going back to that as well, a lot of the guys who we do the podcast with, they all say that it's different from the norm. So that's where I like it as well, because it's not podcast after podcast after podcast. You see something different on this one. So you get a different story and a different, you know...
Yeah, I mean, when I do my podcast, I try and bounce, so I keep it as organic as possible. And I'm really good at thinking on the spot anyway, so I don't have a sheet with paperwork like today we have, because she's got the questions. But, we just go for it. And you know, I'm quite open when it comes to feelings and stuff these days, so I can really bounce on anyone that they say anything. But I think our longest day that we've done is we tried to do 3 podcasts in one day, which thankfully it was all up north. So we went from where we're from all the way, which is Ipswich, and we went all the way to Warrington. We turned up at Warrington. We done a podcast with Martin Murray. That was absolutely unreal. Jamie decided to piss around on the punch bags, a water one, an aqua bag, and I think it beat him up, to be honest.
Yeah,
it done him. The water bag done him, the aqua bag done him.
I'll try to kick it as well.
Yeah, and we
couldn't get my leg over my hip.
That was quite funny to see, actually. I thought
I've got a video of it.
If he splits his trousers, the video, we'll attach it to this.
We're not.
We are. You'll do as I say.
I'm editing. Shut up.
Is that red light supposed to be on?
Yeah.
Just checking. It means that
it means it's recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I don't know if you can see just above where we are on that little screen. Can you see it's saying record?
No.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. So yeah, we done Martin Murray. Then we went across to Manchester. So we went from Warrington to Manchester, where we'd met up with Dougie Joyce and Dino Lynch Ward.
Yeah, it's good.
What a pair of guys! Like, they're weapons, aren't they? Like, and do you know what it is? A lot of people turn around and say they don't have a positive message. They truly do. You've just got to look between the lines, because I'm telling you now, these boys are active in like business. Yeah. And they've got Jab Security, Jab Promotions, Jab Furniture. I'm
Platinum Furniture. Yeah, Jab Platinum Furniture.
Jab Platinum Furniture. They've got 3D Sport,
3D Clothing.
Fight game, free. Yeah.
No, DJ Clothing.
No, it's Jab.
They've got Jab, and I think it's Dougie Joyce Clothing as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I ain't seen that. I'll have to have a look at
following
that.
Oh, you should be following it.
Oh. Man, I've honestly, there's so much going on. It's crazy. It's because they're always sending over the Jab stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it coming, boys, and keep up the good work. Like, guys,
that's
really,
a fantastic
really
podcast.
Good.
That was. I mean, you say like where they say they haven't got a message. I mean, how many times was it like no guns, no knives?
Yeah,
just fists.
And do you know what it is? Like I say to you, I read between the lines, because although you look at these boys as travelling boys and you always see them fighting and they're always calling people out and that lot, they're doing it right. You know, they're having fist fights and then they're going about their ways.
Shaking hands and being done.
Shaking hands and being done. You know, that's how it should be. The old ways. You know, they do sit there and say, put down guns, put down knives. You know, they've got a mission that they're going to they're going to start, you know, getting this message out there a lot more. You know, they've got the 3D fight games, and which will be there in March the 19th, VIP table, and we'll be filming there as well. So it's really good. The boys opened up to us, and we really appreciate it. And from that, we gained good friendship from them. So it's really good. Yeah, I know.
It was brilliant. Yeah. I mean, the rapport that you set up, it's brilliant anyway, isn't it? It's always good.
Yeah.
Any advice to up-and-coming YouTubers?
Any advice to up-and-coming YouTubers? Yeah, man, stay positive, stay on your game, never give up, that's for sure. Like, when we first started, oh my God, I put my message out there and I thought, you know, there's some other people I'd like to podcast, and you know, I first started out just doing random people in my town. I say random; they're random to you, but they're not to us because we live amongst these people and we love these people. Do you know? So we started out with another young lad, his mother. Not long after my brother was murdered, her son was murdered, but that was gang affiliated, and you know, it really hit the town really hard, and I bumped into the mum, and the mum was in the car, and she wound down the window and said, Paul, I've seen your podcast, it's really sad. And I said, I'd love to podcast you. And it just come out of my mouth, and I really wanted to as well. And it just come out of my mouth, and she agreed. And I was like, wow, let's get this done. I've done the podcast with her, and yeah, do you know what? It was just eye-opening, weren't it?
Heartbreaking.
It was raw. It was so raw. You know, seeing her cry the same way my mum cried when, you know, she lost my brother, her son. I can relate to it, and that was really hard because that was one of the ones I could relate to because I'd also not long lost my brother to knife crime as well. So that was really tough, you know. And getting that out there. And plus, now, that podcast is being played in colleges.
Yeah.
It's being
Suffolk
being played at Suffolk New College for the students and Suffolk One to be able to raise awareness about, like, you know, the crime and the devastation that's happening. Knife crime,
Brilliant,
and it's working because we're getting messages from the students saying, we watch your video today, absolutely amazing, I'm going to start watching some more and subscribe, and they do. And these people stay in contact, and I'm really happy that the podcasts are getting out there, that the fact that the schools are using our videos to help try and prevent knife crime.
And that's exactly what we wanted from the start.
Exactly.
The whole thing was...
That's been the most rewarding thing of it all, really, is finding out that
and get some good cameras
using our things
as well, that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Get
Really pay attention to getting to sell some good cameras. And one of our biggest faults back at the beginning was we didn't have no mics. So we started it all out on the iPhones. And we were doing the iPhones, and it was wicked. You know, it was like simple. We just got a little stand, put the phone on there. We had 2 phones. Put them on there, good to go. And then as it was being played, some people were saying, oh, sound is really crap. And then we ended up buying a camera with a mic on it. It's on this one. And it was really good, but not good enough. And then we done a podcast with King Irish. That was one of the ones that is on there. And we brought a guy along who does a lot of stuff with us, Anthony Roberts. He's a bank robber, or ex-bank robber, but he does documentaries and that lot. And he come along with us. And he had some mics because he does the filming as well, and he said, oh, use these, and I ended up buying the mics off him because it made a massive difference. That's this mic here.
This one?
1 2 1 2
mic.
I just called. Yeah, it's the next one.
What do you think about all the haters and clickbaiters?
Oh, do you know what it is? Like, I click onto YouTube now and I see a lot of things, and you know, all these people that have a lot of things to say, and do you know what? If it works for them, it works for them. I sure as hell won't be getting pulled into anything to do with that because that's not the message I'm trying to portray. I mean, you see these people going backwards and forwards, and they're getting the views, they're getting they're getting likes, they're getting comments, they're getting everything. And if it's working for you and that's what you want to do, then cool, do your thing, innit? But for me, I won't be getting pulled into that. And if anyone decides to do a video back on me saying this, wicked, man. I hope it works out for you.
The message we're getting is what we're trying to put across is not for...
My message is pure. My message is not for... If I got 10 views on my video and I change one person's life on that, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, most of our videos that we got, they're around 4,000 to 7,000, isn't they? Something like that.
Yeah.
And then we've done Dougie Joyce and Dean Lynch Ward, and it went up to, I think that's like
at this time, it's 97,000, I think, in the moment.
96,
Yeah.
96, 97.
Yeah.
But like, wow, do you know what I mean? I just think to myself, bloody hell, how did we go from 7,000 to that? But you know, these guys are well viewed. We done a live the other day, and we was like had hardly any people because we set up the Instagram page, didn't we? Where we was doing lives. I normally do lives on my other channel, which is Lucky 13 Paul Stansby. That's my work page. I got blocked on that, so I went on to the my other page, which was the Paul Stansby podcast. I went on there, and there wasn't many people that knew about that page because it's fairly new. And we was at like low numbers on there. I say low numbers, but it's good for what we were doing. You know, we're raising awareness and people are watching. So I'm happy with that. It could be one on there. There could be 100,000. It doesn't matter. But Dougie come on and we went from like, I think it was like 11 or 24 or something like that, right up to 400 within seconds. That blew my mind. Like
1 second, bang.
Yeah, that absolutely blew my mind. So clearly these guys got serious follow-up. Because, like, when I come off there, I had, like, 60 people follow me. It was something like that, you counted, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 60 people follow us. And, you know, it's drawing awareness to the page, which I'm really, really happy about.
Jay, is it hard filming for Paul? Is it a challenge?
Whoa, what kind of question is that?
No comment.
No. Just no.
No comment, yeah.
What do you mean, no comment?
Is it hard?
I want to know what would be hard.
Well, I'll tell you what then, what we'll do, right, we'll let you pack this down.
I've got a bad back.
Yeah, I've got a bad back. That's why I'm sitting like this.
It doesn't matter what
and then
you
I'll
got.
let you do the editing on the thing as well.
I'll let you do the podcasting.
Yeah, okay.
No,
I'm getting a like into it now.
So yeah, his answer was no.
No, it's fun. It's a good laugh. We get to meet loads and loads of different people that we wouldn't necessarily meet just here. So I think the travelling's a bit shit sometimes, isn't it? When they go like,
bad.
oh, you know, like, where we got to go? Oh shit, we've got a 40-minute drive. It's like, whew. But then like when it's a 4-hour drive.
And that's just there, and then we got that back, and then when we do the podcast in the morning, we normally hit in traffic on the way home, so we're always in traffic on the way home.
And then you get a rub on your seatbelt neck, and then then you shit your pants the whole way there because the crack in the windscreen has gone from there all the way across.
Yeah,
and you shit your pants because you think we're doing like 70 mile an hour, which we're normally doing because the national speed limit.
Yeah, national speed limit.
And you're driving along the road and you think, shit, that windscreen's going to come in. And then you go, you might as well just have a sleep. And I'm like, I can't, just in case that windscreen come in.
Yeah, I said,
I'll be able to kick it.
Sleep. That's how good I am.
Kick it out.
He just said, that's how good I am. I said, when I say, you have a sleep, mate, I'll do it all. I'll do it all. You just set the cameras up and take them down and edit. I'll do all the work.
And carry all the bags. No, you do carry the bags. You carry half the bags.
I carry the bags that you stick over your shoulder, so I haven't got to carry them. So, yeah, the answer to that was no, it's not hard. I love it.
I'm gonna give him his 1 month's notice. No, not really.
I'm looking for a new cameraman. It's you best be good because I'm difficult.
And we're getting a drone soon, so no, it's really good.
Yeah. We're getting a drone. That's going to be good.
Yeah,
we're going to be able to fly the drones over the buildings while we're filming inside them.
But we're not going to tell you where you're flying it because you have to have a license to fly it, apparently.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says on the website.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm shitting my pants because it ended up in a field and it's like, shit, we don't know where it's gone. Or in a sea. Do you know what I mean? Imagine that. Flying a drone off and going, yeah, being a right cocky twat. Well, mind you, as long as we get the footage, I suppose it's all right if it ends up in the sea, isn't it?
No. Financially, no.
When Anthony was flying that in Birmingham, I was shitting myself.
Yeah, Anthony Roberts, the bank robber. I know I mentioned him a few times. We were at the Cube, right, in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And we was on the balcony inside the hotel.
Marco Pierre
White's restaurant at the top of the hotel. If anyone knows the Cube in Birmingham, or you don't, just Google it. It's pretty impressive. Or
level 26.
Level 26, yeah, level 26 floor. He just went out on the balcony, just threw it in the air and just started flying it around.
But then when you're walking around, it's like, fuck, I just felt real, like, bad. Like, height-wise.
Oh, I didn't like it.
No.
Because there was floor-to-ceiling
glass, yeah,
like windows, and as you're walking around it, and the windows were like at an angle.
It just didn't look like a floor, did it? Proper.
Yeah,
you like too close. I had to walk to the side.
I didn't like it at all.
And then when he's flying that drone, it really gave me the itchies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was really itchy about it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It made my teeth itch.
Yeah.
But he done it. He done a good job on that.
That's how you itch them.
Thanks, yeah.
No, you've got to...
Because I've not been at work. I don't even know if I brushed my teeth in the last 3 days. I can't.
Go like this. Go like this and go. Done.
Yeah.
Saw it here first. How to scratch your teeth when they're itchy.
How do you scratch the roof of your mouth? So apparently that's the only part. That's the only part of your body that you can actually tickle yourself. Did you know that?
What?
You see, you're ticklish, right?
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Right. So I know you're ticklish, and so you can't tickle yourself, right? And this is true, Varney. I'm not even winding you up, right? So the only part
she's going to try it.
The only part of your person apparently that you can tickle yourself on is the roof of your mouth. So if you get your little finger, and just tickle the top. It really, it does, doesn't it?
For those of you that's wondering why I put my hand in my head, it's because she tried it. She tried it.
No, it's the truth, though. It's the truth. Google it.
I don't even know why we got to do the question. She's the type of girl, right, that turns around and asks, why is Batman always filmed at night?
Get the people to comment below why.
Excuse me, is this your show?
Yeah, it's that.
We gave her a voice. Oh no.
See some roadkill. Fuck me, it's a kangaroo.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. We were driving down the road and there was like a baby deer that had been hit on the side of the road. And she was like, oh my God, there's a kangaroo. Go back round, there's a kangaroo on the floor. We're in fucking England.
What
in
else
Suffolk.
Do you know what?
There is no kangaroos.
What made me laugh was the other day. When we done that escape room.
That we've got we could probably do a 3 or 4 day on what Avani says.
We done an escape room and we got them. We're in a pirate one, and then cannibals, pirate, fucking farmer.
Hey, that's what I did.
And it's like, what we got to do now? And we've got Argos, brilliant Argos. I could do some dizzy. And there's like 3 cannibals, and it's like, what do we do with these? And I was like, put the cannibals in the cannons. It's like, no. It's like, well, obviously.
What do you do with cannibals? You put them in the cannon.
And then when I'd done it, that thing, that one, I've never known someone to scream so much the whole time.
And she only looked down at her shoelaces and they were undone. Well, what's next?
Have you been recognised on the street because of your podcasts?
By the police? No. Yes, I have been. We went to the cinema, didn't we? We went off to the cinema, and there was a bouncer. No, there was someone sitting outside the club, weren't there? And he was sitting there.
Which one? Which cinema?
Oh, normal cinema.
Empire.
Yeah, and we walked down, and then Empire, another sponsor. Well done. Well done. And there was a guy sitting outside the club, and he was like, "Oh, I've seen you before on TV," and I was like,
"I can't remember
have
what
you?"
It was called.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
The Rep.
Is it the Rep?
Yeah,
sponsor.
The Rep. No, they closed down.
No, okay, it's shit. Yeah, but it spotted us there, and then oddly enough, on the way home, there was a girl, and she went walking past us, and she went, "Your podcast made me cry," and I didn't know what to say. I just said sorry, and then she walked off like she was drunk. Yeah, but
that was it. Yates.
That was
good fry up.
Yeah, good fry up. It was good, and then there was a couple of other times in like where we've been out and about that people have been. You're on TV, you're Paul Stansby, and I was like, yeah. And that like that's it really. You get like, hi, can I have a photograph taken with you? Just things like that, innit? Yeah. Yeah, next.
Who works harder, Paul or Jamie?
Well, you know, I'm always tired and stuff. You know, I've got backache, so I clearly work harder. I mean, what do you think?
I don't think you've got a bad back. You know what I mean?
Do you not think it's down the graft?
No, I just think I lift correctly.
Yeah, but I've got a hernia as well.
I've got asthma.
Me too.
Yeah, I've got like aggressive stage 3 asthma.
I've got calluses, so that proves I work harder. I will show you. No, do you know what it is? I think equally, we tend to pattern ourselves pretty well together, didn't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, like, you know, we both put in the same amount of work, you know, the same effort in that lot. So yeah, definitely, I think that's equal. I think, you know, 50-50. So
so it's 50-50.
What's that?
And it's all on camera. There we go. 50-50.
I'm totally oblivious to what he means. I think he was remembering the song, weren't you? By Lamar, 50-50.
No, I don't know.
No, okay.
No. I'm not old enough for that one.
Yeah. You know, speaking of older, someone did comment and go, Aaron Lambo's aged a bit. I've heard them all. Honestly, I've heard them all.
He does that every year, doesn't he?
Yeah. I've heard them all. Like, honestly, like, I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Keep them coming, guys.
What is it you enjoy the most about podcasting? This is a message for you both.
Probably getting away from the missus for the day, won't you? Yeah.
I think it is different. And I mean, actually, that was pretty good when we went to Manchester and found that sneaker shop.
Yeah. Man, if you're a sneakerhead, Manchester, wow.
Yeah.
They had a shop there, everything was wrapped up in cling film. Like, you weren't even allowed to touch it. You weren't allowed to pick it up. You had to ask the guy to pick it up for you. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But they had
obviously the coronavirus helped, but they were sickos.
They had every single trainer in there. They were absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Jordans and everything. That's just, I mean, you don't want to stay static your whole life, do you? Do you know what I mean? I kind of like where I live, but I don't want to stay here all the time.
I think the nicest thing about doing the podcast, other than you know, the greater message and the cause of why we're doing the podcast, I think even though we hate the driving, visiting new places and it is just like super cool because you wouldn't have gone to these places if it wasn't for the fact that we were podcasting there. So I'd have to say that's probably, you know, visiting, like, even though we hate the driving, the travelling aspect of going somewhere new.
We haven't been on a holiday for 2 years because of Corona.
Yeah.
So at least going elsewhere is kind of nice, you know. And getting the postcode right usually works, doesn't it?
That definitely works, yeah. Again,
having to walk around an industrial estate to look for somewhere to piss and nearly getting bitten by a dog.
Do you know what it is? We were going back to Warrington and Martin Murray when we went to go see Martin Murray. We typed in a postcode. I don't know what the fuck we was looking at, but we ended up like on an industrial estate somewhere with no toilets. I had to tell Jamie he was going to piss himself. I had to tell him to undo the car door and I'll go off, walk off down the road while he got himself out and started going for a wee, you know. So that was that. I got in the car, it was full of steam.
And piss. I pissed on your seat, you didn't even notice. I told you it was the hot seat.
So that was that. And then he goes, no, you're in the wrong place. So we then typed in the actual postcode.
No, we went wrong first. Then industrial estate next.
Which was only like a couple of minutes away from where it was. But we were sitting there going,
I was fucking lucky though. Like, we actually got the first bit right. Imagine where we ended up.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have known. I just followed the sat nav. I wouldn't have known. No different, mate.
Yeah.
Who's been your most viewed and why do you think that is?
Our most viewed has been Dougie Joyce and Dean Lynch Ward. The reason why, I think people are intrigued by the travelling lifestyle, and they've got every right to be, because I actually quite like it. You know, it's quite, you know, it's historic. The lifestyle is historic. That's pretty much what I can say. They live by the old rules, the old school rules of fix things like men. You know, a lot of them are grafters. Like nearly every one of them that we know, traveling men, are just pure grafters. You know, they literally work all the time, and they're just real down to earth guys. But I think people are just so intrigued by the lifestyles and within the beef within families and things like that they clicked on and watched it. The thing was, although there was some call-outs between travelling families, there was also a real clear message that since he had his daughter, he'd changed the way he thought, and that was one of the things that I really wanted to get out there. How being a travelling man, how having a daughter is so different from having a son, and how it makes you change for the better. And him having a daughter has made him start thinking about ways to create businesses for his daughter to be able to be proud of him. Do you know? So. Absolutely a massive message, and I think it went down really well.
Yeah,
real top guys. Like, and that ain't no lick ass as well. I know you'll probably get some people going, stop sucking their dick, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I think what you got to remember is when you meet these people, and when I say these people, that is not digesting them into like and just trying to create or put them in a box, you know. It's like when I say these people, and I'm saying you're meeting criminals, you always think, I wonder how this is going to go today. Are they going to turn up arrogant? Not just these travelling, anybody. Are they going to turn up arrogant? Are they going to turn up just being like, yeah, I'm a bad man, that's why you're here? No, they don't. They turned up, as you know, within the first 5 seconds of us turning up, we first met Dean Lynch Wards. First thing he done was, do you boys want a drink? Now, we were there to podcast them. So theoretically, we should have bought the first drink. They bought the first drink, they bought the second drink, and they were just kept going with the drinks, didn't they? And like, couldn't have asked for that to be any better. So cheers, boys.
That's all the questions.
That's done. Whoa! How'd you think that went?
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that was alright.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
You can clap.
Yay! So yeah, guys, I mean, these are the questions that you guys set out for us to answer. So 2021 has been absolutely amazing when it comes to being able to get the podcast in there. It's been shit because of all the coronavirus and everything else that's gone on within the year. Sorry for anyone that's lost anyone this year. My heart goes out to you. We will carry on doing what we're doing and keep bringing you the latest and the best podcast that there is out there. We've got so many lined up ready to come out of big names, real stories, real people, from your next door neighbour right the way through to the hardest hitting criminals that have ever hit your screens. You know, so keep watching, keep supporting. Please like, share, comment all of the videos, or you know, your favourite ones, and please just help us get the message out there. Stay away from crime, guys, because it truly doesn't pay, and my podcast channel is a big eye-opener to tell you that what I'm saying is true. So thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I'm Paul. This is Jamie.
Whoever wins that.
I was waiting for you to start. I thought he's just going to go quiet again. Yeah, awkward. So, guys, Happy New Year. I hope 2022 really does work out for you all. Thank you. Go across, like, subscribe our channel. It's Paul Stansby Podcast. If you ain't already,
watch the podcast.
Yeah, watch the podcast. Don't skip the adverts though, because that's how we get paid.
50-50.
You get what? And yeah, go across, check our other social medias. We're in the middle of setting up like TikTok, Facebook, and all of them at the minute. So bear with us. They're a little bit more naked, them channels, than what the Instagram is the main one that we use. So
Paul Stansby Podcast.
Yeah, Paul Stansby Podcast. It's the same on YouTube as it is right away throughout all of the social medias. Got Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Tumblr. Tumblr is like fucking old as shit, but like, you know, it's a platform. We got to use it. We're trying to get together the other one. What's the other one? Where you just hear the voices. Spotify. We're trying to figure that out. It's quite hard, but we're getting there. So watch out for us on Spotify. And yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate you, and I love you all. Stay positive, honestly, guys, because you know your positive energy does wear off on everybody else, and it does make a massive change to the way someone feels that day. So always ask someone you love, or ask a stranger, "Are you okay?" Guys, speak out more, because you'll realise you're not alone. And if you need us, we are here for you. So thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Thank you.
Why did you copy me?
I didn't. You copied me, but I was travelling through, like we watched Back to the Future.
No, there's no time travel in my signals.
There is.
There's not.
Because I done it. Do you know what it was?
What?
You done it, but I suggested that you done it.
No,
yeah, I did. It was suggested.
I'm going to do it again. You've got to do that. See you later, guys. Thank you very much. And to Avani, everybody, well done.
Thanks.